What's up, everybody? Peter X, Disso Coffee here, and welcome to another episode of Three Things for the Month. So this month I'm doing 2 months, July and August from 2024. So let's just jump right in. Lynyrd Skynyrd, that great southern rock band down there. Everybody thinks they're from Alabama because of Sweet Home Alabama, but they're actually out of Florida. But they will continue touring without an original member of the band left in the band. Yeah, I don't have a problem with this. I mean, I think, the Temptations out of Motown, they had a couple of, I don't know how many total members they had, but, I saw them probably somewhere between 2008 and 2011. I think they had one original person then. There's only one original member left alive. I think they're still touring, but I enjoyed, the Temptations concert, even though I think there's definitely at least three different versions of the Temptations, and I still enjoyed that concert. Lynyrd Skynyrd, the big thing is, they still have the Van Zandt lead singer, and Ronnie and his brother sound very much alike. When there's no longer a Van Zandt who can sing and do the lead vocals and sound like Lynyrd Skynyrd, that will be a problem. But, minor thing, bands go through this, but, I don't see a problem. I think Lynyrd Skynyrd's going to be okay. So, so that's number one, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Number two, Aerosmith, my dudes, my guys, they're not going to tour anymore because Steven Tyler fractured his larynx. So that's unfortunate. I think I've said on different episodes a couple of times, my first two albums I ever purchased for myself were, I don't know if I purchased these. The very two first albums I owned, and this is before my aunt gave me probably about 20 or 30 of her record collection, but it was live bootleg by Aerosmith and double platinum by Kiss. And then, this is middle school era, 78, 79, 80. Then, I got that stack of records from my aunt. Lots of stuff in there. Dark Side of the Moon, Sly Stone, There's a Riot Going On, Aqualung by Jethro Tull, Got Live If You Want It by the Stones, which was only the one album version. The one streaming now is the whole concert. Between the Buttons by the Stones was in my collection. I mean, this is my introduction to music, and what was playing on the radio in the late 70s and early 80s. So, and again, I've seen Aerosmith twice in concert too. Saw them when they toured with Kiss, and saw them a couple days after, 9/11 when they came to Indianapolis. So, but they're going to be active somehow. They're trying to figure it out. Big Aerosmith fan, glad I got to see them and see Steven Tyler, the Demon, the Screaming doing this thing. And at some point I'm going to do an episode, just on Aerosmith and why Aerosmith is so good and so legendary. Thing three, ran across some interesting information on two just iconic recording studios. Sun Studio out of Memphis. Did not know this, but they dual purposes there. So they do tours during the day, but at night they open and you can actually record music at Sun Studio. Now, why is Sun Studio so famous out of Memphis? Well, B.B. King recorded there. Elvis Presley started there. And, of course, Johnny Cash also recorded there. And, you had the $1 Million Quartet. I mean, that was, the big four back in the 50s and, for rockabilly. Johnny Cash and Elvis and who else was, I think, Great Balls of Jerry Lee Lewis was part of that, and a couple other folks, but they just got in the mic and sang 6, 7, 8 songs, and the sound engineer wisely flipped the on button, and the rest is history. So, but yeah, so listen to this. So, full band recording at Sun Studios today, 5 hours, $1,000. Wow. Vocals, 3 hours for $600. Now, you try to go in the sun and get 5 hours of recording time for a band in the 80s, and it's added zero to that 1,000 easily. Nowadays, Billie Eilish records all her stuff in her spare bedroom, and so do I. It's a different, the technology is different now, and these iconic studios aren't why, they don't have the draw that they once had, but, I'm kind of tempted to run down to Memphis a little bit, Probably won't happen because, I'm an introvert, but you never know. The other big story when it comes to recording studios, unfortunately, going back to, the changing nature of how music is made, the record plant in Los Angeles is closing, and my gosh, the record plant in the 70s and 80s, so much ran through the record plant back in the day. So the record plant, had to look this up, a couple notable albums recorded there. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, The Eagles, Hotel California, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, Kanye West, The College Dropout. My goodness, a lot of good stuff was recorded there. Now there was a record plant in New York too, but the LA record plant was very, very famous. So yeah, but again, things are changing. So yeah, just a few interesting tidbits. Yeah, I like to do the 3 things of the month because usually these are funner episodes, but couldn't do a whole episode of this stuff, but there's always these little historical tidbits and facts that, if you're interested in behind the scenes and just love music and love music history, it's always fun to visit this kind of stuff. So let me do this close. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Got 5 albums of my own here on my YouTube channel and also on all of the streaming services. Record under the name Peter Exodus O'Coffer. My first album is called Book 1, and I also have some fiction work out there. I had 2 science fiction fantasy novels and novella on Amazon, and my writing name is Peter Exodus O'Coffer, Xodus O'Coffer. So thanks again for coming through, and I will see you next episode.